If I were to meet the me from a year ago, I would probably say, you know what, you've no idea what's coming. You're going to enjoy it, it's going to be phenomenal, and it is going to change you.
It's been a busy year. At times it's very tiring, but you get, when things start progressing and things like that, you get a massive sense of achievement.
I can now stand up in front of a room full of people and present ideas with confidence.
You're like, wow, I've managed to be able to do this out of nothing. What else can I do? It's really, really good.
I just feel a lot more confident talking to anybody now about anything.
Aspire gave me a chance to actually focus on myself.
I'm much calmer, I reflect a lot more, I make sure that the important people in my life get the time that they deserve.
Aspire is completely part of who I am, and I'm very proud of that as well.
Wife was due yesterday with our first baby, little boy. He's still not here.
Really excited. I think it's going to be a really challenging year. I think hopefully I'll find out a lot about myself and about the company as well.
Yeah, it's quite overwhelming, I suppose, when you sort of look at what's ahead, but excited. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it.
I'm terrified. No, not really, no. I'm excited more than anything. I think it'll be fantastic.
Want to get at it now, you meet the mentor and it's almost like you want to get that momentum rolling.
Feels wow. I feel like I've been teaching on the edge of a diving board for so long, a couple of weeks now since the photographer got on, and now it's actually happening.
This is what is in store for all of you this year, but the good news is you've already done a third of it. So this whole section here, you've done all that, so that's great.
Personally, I hope to gain confidence. That's the main thing for me. Not necessarily confidence on a personal basis, but in the business context and the business environment.
I'd like to see myself becoming hopefully a better leader. I manage a team of 2 people at the moment, and I'd like to get better at that.
Just really learning new skills and just understanding how Worldwide works as a whole, really.
With my particular project, I hope to be able to bring something back to my immediate team and my kind of department that's going to make them more successful and more profitable.
I don't feel like the confident, polished person that everybody else is compared to last year. So, and I know to get to that, I'm going to have to go through quite a lot of hard work. So it's quite apprehensive, but I'm ready to do it now.
Well, my wife's had the baby, that's the first thing.
Right, morning, welcome back. Today is going to follow much the same pattern as yesterday. We're going to do some activities, so a little bit of input theory, some discussion.
It feels like early days because it's the first course, but so far it's really exciting and there's a lot of buzz.
It's really kicked off now because we've got things to do and people are coming together and talking about their projects and all the rest of it. So it feels like now we're really getting our teeth stuck into it, and that from here on in it's going to be pretty busy. Quite excited about it. This is the first course. So it kind of feels like it's real.
So just spend about 5 or 10 minutes thinking of a team, a well-known team, or maybe a team that you've been a part of, and flip up all the characteristics that made it a high-performing team. Okay?
Take that. Oh, that is awesome.
Their opinions actually counted, and I think that's why they're a lot happier now.
Do you reckon they're all on sort of equal shares then in terms of how much money?
Yeah, they are. No, they are. When they got back, they said we want all the profits to split equal ways.
Something that's been established quite early on here is that the principles of teamwork and leadership are the same no matter what industry you're working in. There isn't anybody who can't vastly improve their own powers of leadership with a little bit of application. And whether they'll all make brilliant leaders, I don't know. I haven't seen them under real pressure yet, but what I've seen so far has really impressed me.
Yeah, thinks outside the box.
So he's CFO of Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
The stuff we've learned is just quite eye-opening, really. I think we've kind of slowly come to the realisation that anyone can kind of become a leader. It's not something that someone's born with.
I'm really enjoying it and learning a lot more than I thought I would in a very short space of time. There's stuff that actually even on Monday I can go in and put into practice just in my everyday work, be it from a management perspective or just in looking at how my team works as a whole.
It's been great, sort of just giving me some ideas to reflect on the way I do things, which possibly sometimes I'm a bit opinionated and a bit kind of like, I think we should do this, and I think I need to spend more time working with a team, working in a team, and inviting more suggestions and more ideas, and maybe not pushing my way through so fast as I think I sometimes do. It's made me sort of realise a little bit about what kind of person I am.
When I lay the cane on your fingers may not leave the cane for 1 second. Fingers on. Go.
Our end is a lot lower than yours. You guys need to go down first.
Keep going. There we go. I'm not sure I can. Think about it, and then we'll start again.
With a project that I was sort of kicking off, that's kind of hit blocks already. So yeah, it's going to be quite challenging, but it's had an interesting meeting with Jane, my mentor, already. So that was very positive.
I've met with my mentor, Sarah, and we've been chatting about the project, and I've started getting things together, so it feels like things are starting to take off.
I think we've bonded really well as a team already, even just a day and a half in. There's some competitive instincts have come out already, one team against another, which is great.
There's a brief, you've got the paper, you've got the masking tape. Time starts now.
We have to build this archway out of only A4 paper and sellotape, and it must be large enough and sufficiently stable for 2 members of the team to pass through it.
I volunteered to not go through it.
No, we type
well out. What about
that? Yeah.
Careful with the shoulders, yep.
Yeah, you're right.
Really, watch your feet, watch your feet. Careful, yep, straight. Good, good.
1, 2, 3.
So it's the 16th of June, and I think this is the point on the Aspire course that people kind of not warned me about, but told me about when I was considering applying, and what David's spoken about before. It's been a pretty tough week.
Kind of sitting there now thinking, fantastic, but at the same time, what have I let myself in for? So, yeah, one could say it's certainly a lot of hard work.
Really pretty tough. I think no one should really go into it this part without any illusions as to how difficult it is to try and fit the extra time that's required to get something out of it.
There's just so much on, and it all has to start happening really quickly because my project's moving a bit faster than I can keep up with it in a sense. And there's also the CSR project going on, which is all really, really intense, and Carl, Kate and Aaron are working really hard on it as well. And I just quite want this week to be over so I can have a little bit of thinking space and breathing space.
Things have been challenging, to say the least. A lot of personal stuff going on in my life at the moment, on top of obviously all the Aspire stuff and everything else. It's been a challenging year.
So it's a beautiful evening today. It's Saturday the 4th of June. It's about 7:30. And where am I? Oh, I'm in the office actually. Have been all day. I've been ingesting these classic Doctor Who master tapes because the Aspire programme does rather odd things to your brain where it's preferable to stay indoors looking at ingested tapes than going outside, but thankfully this is my last one, so I'm off for a very large gin tonic. See you later.
This is a group exercise designed to illustrate how to run effective meetings, and also it's quite a lot about influencing strategies, because what they're going to have to do is to argue their own case and try and persuade everybody around the table to agree with them, and it gets quite heated actually.
I'm the worst person, so do not appoint me as your leader.
151 proof burns.
Yeah.
So you could light it to effectively light something else or whatever.
I was thinking of the room as being medicinal.
Could you survive the evening without the cameras just in your sleeping bag?
Well, if it snows, it's going to be very unpleasant.
Have you all reached consensus? I guess that's the first most important thing. What's your tactic going to be?
We went with the idea that we had to survive the first night because it was going to get dark fairly soon after it happened, and then get ourselves together the next morning to be able to travel over to the mining camp.
So what we've got now is the expert's opinion. The important things that come out of it are, how do you approach these situations? Do you plan them, or do you jump straight in? Do you strategize and think about selection maintenance with the aim, or do you immediately get in and want to start playing with the toys? That's why this is an interesting exercise for me, and just seeing the results.
It's 8:10 in the morning, by the way.
Yeah. Hey.
Morning. There are 45 bins on the second floor. And there are a number of general waste, paper, plastic, cans, glass and toner. Yeah? So these are the stickers, right? What I've done is I've labelled them up, numbered like this.
Beautiful.
I'm tagging up all the general waste bags with different numbers. Thanks to Carl's lovely map. Thanks, Carl. Which tells me where all the bins are. So it just comes down to map reading now, which is where I'm struggling.
Yeah, do you want to show your map?
Mine's a bit bare because there's not many plastic bins.
Okay, oh yeah, I can see a few though.
Yeah, but it means that what we'll do is on the next day, on Monday, we'll go and put stickers on all the corresponding ones so we know exactly how much is coming out of that bin over the next 3 days. What we're doing?
It's the final audit.
It is, yeah.
We're doing the final audit of this session.
Absolute final afternoon session, so these are the last time we have to weigh the bags.
God.
We've got a rhythm, it's all good. Yeah.
Look, there's the chocolate in that. That's sacrilegious.
It's still in the wrapper, I'm having that.
When they come to Santos, it's the sort of culmination of the Aspire course, and so we get them to do it's supposed to be a bringing together of all those threads. So we get them to do some physical type of activities in and around the assault course, but also some challenging practical leadership tasks and some cerebral things as well.
We have to get every single member of the team through that spider's web. You're only allowed to use each hole one time. And as soon as it's been used, Lance will put a peg on the top of that hole so that we know it's been used and we can't use it again. Okay, we need everyone supporting legs this side.
Yeah. So just watch the trainer stop.
Okay, keep your hands straight.
Shoulders, you move down.
Right, okay, nearly through. Watch your feet at the top.
Wait.
That's it, nearly there.
Good.
And
Oh, yeah.
well done.
This year's Aspire team have been really impressive this afternoon, I have to say. We've thrown some quite complicated tasks at them and they've absolutely swallowed them up. They've been up for it in every way. I mean, it's a beautiful day, but they've got wet and muddy and they've never stopped smiling and they've performed really well. I think this year's intake, for me, completely validates the selection process and the assessment process that was done back at BBC Worldwide, because I think every single one of the delegates we've got here today have been really impressive, and I've seen a lot of growth in each of them as well. That is the first time I've ever seen that done correctly, so a big round of applause. Very impressive.
Reflecting over the past 12 months, there's been many different sort of avenues and crossroads where I could have gone one way or another, and now it's very focused, and I think having the confidence to kind of see things through and talk to the people who are very influential in the company and feel confident to do that, it's just been invaluable.
Aspire has definitely become part of the person I am outside the business. There are several courses I've been on that I've applied to other areas of my life with huge success. What Aspire has done to me is it's made me a lot more confident. It's hard to measure that.
Going home, you're able to sort of relax a bit more. Things feel more in hand at work. I've sort of gone through quite a difficult time over the past 12 months from a personal perspective, and it's, when you're not having to worry about work at home, it allows you to deal with those sort of situations a little bit better.
I might possibly not have gone down a route because I thought that isn't my domain, but now I'm much more inclined to sort of step out of my comfort zone. And even though my job spec might be X, Y and Z, I'll be willing to try pretty much anything if I think it's a good idea. I'm very kind of positive about it. And I think that whole positivity about the course has kind of run through my whole existence.
Aspire has kind of forced me to just look at myself and understand what are my strengths and what are my weaknesses and the things that I need to work on, and actually try and work on them rather than just make excuses for them.
Aspire has thrown me into a lake in the middle of Sandhurst. It's like left me paralysed with fear on top of a really high wall. And it's made me enjoy all those things.
It's just given me the confidence to be able to go and do things I probably never would have tried to do in the past. I feel a lot more in control of how I work, and I think hopefully the people who I work with have seen a change in me as well.
The programme has really, really given me self-confidence and a kind of what next attitude, a belief that I can achieve things and to look to the future and think, great, I've achieved this, what next?